I swore that to the person that I got this pattern from that I would never show it. So being a true fisherman, of course I lied. This is a fly that they use on the Middle Provo. It was their #1 guide fly that they used, and it's called the Ghost Midge. We start out on a size 16. Now, again, I brought these hooks in size 16 so that you could get the patterns, but for the Middle Provo, you've got to go down to an 18 or a 20 on this, okay? But it's a good pattern, catches lots of fish. So again, I started out with just a glass bead, and you know what? To be honest with you, looks like the glass on this bead is a little bit big for the eye of this hook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put a little bit of thread right on the front, and then whip finish it before I start out here. And I'm going to cut that off, take some of my Sally Hansen's and just soak that in, and then I'm going to push the bead on. Basically, I'm gluing the bead in place so that it doesn't crowd the eye of the hook. So you start out with getting your bead on, and then you take your red thread behind the bead and just wrap back. If you guys notice, I always keep my thread at a 45-degree angle when I wrap back, and that allows me to, with this tag end, it allows me to keep my wraps even. So I use the tag end of the thread as I wrap back, and that keeps your thread with even wraps. Okay, so we pull that off. The next piece, you've got a piece of this black tinsel, this flashback tinsel in there. First you put your wire in. You got some red wire. Wrap your wire in and go back. I kind of had to laugh. This gal that I've been trying to show how to tie flies, she had her wire wrapped all around, and she goes, "How do you keep your wire from unwrapping?" And I says, "Well, there's two ways." I says, "If you've got an old fly tying kit with an old bodkin, I says, it's good to put your wire in that way. But I says, the other thing you do is," I says, "you put it back in underneath the cap, and it holds it in place." She had wire going everywhere. Then we tie in this black tinsel. And try to keep this right on the top of the hook. Oh. That's okay, I'll get it. All right. Pull that up. That didn't stay. And trim that off.
Well, this is still attached.
Yeah. Here. Okay. This is a light tan ostrich herl. And just take a piece of that. We're going to tie that in by the end where the stem is. So strip that off a little bit, and you can just tie that in. And then wrap your thread forward. Okay, we take the ostrich herl. We do nice close wraps all the way up the body of the fly.
Is that ostrich as delicate as peacock herl?
No, I'm pulling on this pretty good. Once you get back up to the top, again, 2 wraps in front, a couple wraps behind. Go in with your scissors and snip that off. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this black flashback and we're going to keep it right on the top of the hook.
Yeah, theoretically.
And tie that on. 1 loose wrap, pulling tension on it, snug it in.
So I do my cell bugs.
2 in the back, 2 in the front. Trim that off. Then the red wire. 1 wrap in the back, and then segment it, palmer it right up, work it through the fly. Right up behind the bead. 2 wraps. And that's it. And a whip finish.
It's a cell bug.
He did say.
Ghost fly. Yeah.
I don't know. That's what they use.
Let's take your bicycle. Rotate your bicycle toward us. The other way. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I tell cell bugs. Except for that low wire.
Okay.